Hello viewers, I am Kausalya. Today we are going to solve problem 2. The problem is find the Z parameters for the circuit shown in figure. So this is the given circuit diagram. It has three impedances, namely ZA, ZB and ZC. And again this is a two-port network where V1 is the input port voltage and V2 is the output voltage. And I1 is the input port current and I2 is the current on the output port. So here this is the given circuit diagram. So what are all the Z parameters? Again we have to go by the basic equation. So what is the basic equation here? The equation is V1 is equal to Z11 I1 plus Z12 I2. And here V2 is equal to Z21 I1 plus Z22 I2. So here we are asked to find the Z parameters. So what are all the Z parameters? Z11, Z12, Z21 and Z22 are the Z parameters. Right. So as a first step here I am making the current I2 0. When I2 is made 0, these two parameters will be 0 so that we can easily calculate Z11 and Z21. So here is our first step, that is I2 is 0. So when the current I2 will be 0, whenever there is an open circuit, then the current will be 0. Therefore here we are making our port B dash open circuited. So here now B dash is open circuited and I2 is equal to 0. So what happens when I2 is made 0? We will be having an equation like this. V1 is equal to Z11 I1. And here Z11 is given by V1 by I1 provided I2 is equal to 0. So here in this case, you see Z11 deals with V1 and I1. So V1 by I1 is nothing but it is our impedance, right? So as a normal case, here we are going to find the value of impedance from the given circuit. So here you see this path is open circuited. So always keep this in your mind. So here I1 current flows and at this node actually what is happening? Here at this node the current has to get divided, but here the current will never get divided. Why? Because here this is an open circuit. So the entire current, this I1 will flow like this and it will select only this path. It won't flow through this ZC. So now what is the impedance that comes into effect? Here we are having this ZA and ZB. And these two impedances are connected in series now. Because here the current won't get divided. Why? The reason here is this is an open circuit. So here the value of impedance is nothing but ZA plus ZB. Therefore, you see V1 is equal to I1 into the value of impedance in this port is ZA plus, sorry, not in this port, in the network is ZA plus ZB. Am I making sense here? V1 is I1 into Z. So what is the value of impedance here? When this port is open circuited, this impedance won't comes into picture. Therefore, here the impedance is ZA plus ZB. The entire current I1 will flow through this ZA and it will flow through this ZB. Right. So, here V1 is equal to I1 into ZA plus ZB. Now you can substitute the value of V1 in this expression. So when you substitute here, what happens? The I1 will cancel and finally the value of Z11 is ZA plus ZB. Right? Now we will proceed with our next one. Now we are going to calculate Z21. So V2 is equal to Z21 into I1. That is, we are taking our second equation, right? This equation I2 is made 0. Therefore, V2 is equal to Z21 into I1. So here what is the value of Z21? Z21 is given by V2 by I1 and here the value of I2 is equal to 0. So now we are going to find the value of V2. So how to find the value of V2 here? Again, we are having the same circuit and we are making this port open circuited. So how to find the value of V2? This V2 is nothing but this is the voltage which is impressed across this impedance ZB. Right. So you see Z21 is V2 by I1, and here this V2 is nothing but the current flowing through this resistance multiplied by the resistance. So what is the current that flows through this ZB? It is obviously I1. So here the voltage across this part, that is V2, is nothing but I1 into ZB. So here V2 is given as I1 into ZB. Now you can substitute this value in this expression. So when you substitute, you see again I1 they get cancelled, and the value of Z21 is equal to ZB. Right. Now we have calculated Z11 and Z21, and next we are going to calculate the remaining things. So again, when you look back at the basic equation, so here in this equation, now we are going to make I1 as 0. So how to make I1 0? We have to make this side, that is AA dash, open circuited. So now this is open circuited and the value of I1 is 0. So when the value of I1 is 0, these two terms will vanish and we will be having only this term and this term. So here V1 is equal to Z12 I2, and here V2 is equal to Z22 I2. So you see here A dash is open circuited, therefore I1 is 0. So V1 is given by Z12 I2. So Z12 is nothing but V1 by I2. Now we are going to calculate what is the value of V1 from the circuit diagram. So now this side is open circuited, I1 is 0. Now this current I2 will be flowing, right? So I2 will flow, and at this node actually the current I2 has to divide. Right. So here the current has to divide. But what happens actually? The current won't divide because here this is an open circuit. Right. Now we need the value of V1. So here this V1 is nothing but this is the voltage impressed across this resistance or this impedance. So here V1 is nothing but I1 into ZB. Right. Sorry, not I1. Now the current I2 flows here, right? So here V1 is nothing but I2 into ZB. So here V2 is equal to I2 into ZB. So when you substitute, you see finally the value of Z12 is equal to ZB. Now we have calculated the third parameter, and now we are proceeding with our fourth one. So here V2 is equal to Z22 I2. Therefore Z22 is nothing but V2 by I2. Now we are going to calculate the value of V2. So we need V2. Now this side is open circuited. So how to find V2 here? Here flows the current I2, and again as I said the current will flow in this way. So what is value of V2? V2 is nothing but I2 into, here these two impedances are in parallel, or in series. So here V2 is given by, V2 is nothing but I2 into the value of impedance here is ZB plus ZC. Right? Now we are going to substitute this value in the place of V2. So here in the place of V2, I have substituted I2 into ZB plus ZC. Now these I2 get cancelled, and finally Z22 is given by ZB plus ZC. So when you closely observe, you see here the value of Z21 and Z12 are same. Okay, both the value are equal to ZB. Therefore, this is said to be a bilateral network. Okay, the given network is a bilateral one. So that's all. If you have any doubt, let me know in the comment section. Thank you.